Okay, so in this section of the module, what we're going to do is actually take a look at finding other functions, other commands that you can use, and kind of going a little bit deeper into looking at the structure and syntax. So the first place you want to go is if you go to your Help menu in your Arduino IDE, and you click Reference, it will open up a web page, or actually open up your file in a browser. And what you see here is a language reference. So this is a reference for all the different reserved commands that you can use. And of course you can add more by use of libraries. But just getting into different things, we have some definitions for our structures. So we have setup and loop, which are our basic structures. We have control structures. So you've already seen if and if else. We've also done an else if. There are such situations where you can use for and while loops and do while loops. There are several of these that you can utilize for sorting through logically. Then you do have further syntax where it talks about the things such as our semicolons, curly braces, and our comment bars. As we go down through, we do have arithmetic operators and comparators. So when we were using our booleans, we're taking a look at these commands here. So we have our and, our or, and our not, which you've seen some of these Boolean operators as well. And you can go through and you can click on each of these. So the first column is completely about structure. Second column is going to be about your variables, and your third column is going to be about functions. And so the structure just kind of helps you set up the framing. Your variables, well, we've started using some variables, but they're also an assortment of variable types. So we have used the void type when we declare our functions. We've used boolean. We have used int. But also we could assign things such as byte and character. Long is for long numbers. We can do arrays. We could do strings. If you click on one of these, it'll give you syntax. So let's say, for example, we want to look at the boolean. When you click on the boolean, it tells you that it holds true or false values. It gives you some example code, which you can go through and kind of try to decipher. And then it also has some suggestions for constants and Boolean operators declaration. So if we go through and say, for example, look at Boolean operators, it'll show you how you use the AND function within your commands. So you've seen a similar if statement when we did our switch commands. So this is where you're going to go to find your basic operating conditions. So, and of course the last column, getting into our functions. Functions, we have to go ahead and put something in the parentheses, and that passes a value to that function and it outputs something. So we've already been using things such as analog read and analog write, digital read, digital write, pin mode. As you go down through, we have things like delay. We can measure things in time. We have math functions, trig functions, character functions, random numbers, bits and bytes, and then in our more advanced coding, we're going to get into interrupts. So you can actually go in here, you can click on those, and you can see what an interrupt is, what it does, how you would do it. You see examples. But again, we're going to do some videos on those in a more advanced section. So this is just sort of a quick introduction to the reference page. This is an invaluable resource. So, if you get stuck on something, you're trying to figure out your syntax, you're trying to figure out how to structure something, this is the best place to start.